This instructional video is going to cover subtracting mixed numbers, specifically when borrowing is involved. In our example, we're subtracting 2 3/4 from 5 1/4. The issue here is the fact that we can't take 3/4 out of 1/4. To attack this, we're gonna look at a visualization of 5 1/4. Above here, this represents 5 1/4 in the fact that we have 5 whole pieces and 1/4 extra. Now another way of thinking about this is to take one of these whole, and instead of describing it as 5 whole pieces and 1/4, describing it as 4 whole pieces and counting the 4/4 in this one over here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/4 altogether now. So 5 1/4 is actually the same thing as 4 5/4, where 5/4 now is an improper fraction that describes this extra 1 that we have. If we do this, rewriting 5 1/4 as 4 5/4, we have eliminated the problem that we originally had. Because now we're going to be subtracting 3/4 from the 5/4, which is possible. And we perform this process. So 4 minus 2 is 2, subtracting the whole part. Subtracting the fractions, 5/4 minus 3/4 is 2/4. And of course, we always have to reduce this fraction. Let's now look at this. If we didn't have the visuals, how do we perform this operation of borrowing? Going back to our original problem, 5 1/4 minus 2 3/4, I realize I can't subtract 1/4, or I can't subtract 3/4 from 1/4, so I borrow. I borrow from the 5 to 4, and I get a 5 now in the numerator. I get this 5 by adding my denominator of 4 and my numerator of 1 together. So 4 in the denominator plus 1 in the numerator equals 5. This is the shorthand way, and now I've borrowed. What I do now is just subtract the whole number of parts. 4 minus 2 is 2, and 5/4 minus 3/4 is 2/4 once again, always reducing these fractions. It's important to have this process down, understanding it through the visual way, but also knowing how in everyday life we go about doing this borrowing.